Okay, so I don't usually do videos like this, but I saw this on TV and I could not fucking believe what I was listening to. There's a show and it's called Ancient Aliens, and I mean everyone knows the show's bullshit, but I think they went a little far today. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm in the living room and I'm fishing some cables through, the cabinets to here. And it's on History Channel for whatever reason. I typically try to stay away from History Channel. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And it used to be good. And this, that crazy motherfucker with his hair all flopping up in the air. This guy right here. And it's not him it's someone else, but they're talking about the Battle of Little Round Top during the Civil War. And they're talking about, it's big importance and all that. And if you don't know what it was, basically, it's going to be a really bad summary, but the South were going to charge up this hill. And Chamberlain was in charge of his men, and they went to this position, and they ended up holding the South off. It was a big battle. I learned a lot about it, but I don't really remember too much of the, exactly remember. Basically, it was this guy Chamberlain, very famous general. But there's an urban legend, and it goes that as they were walking, they were unfamiliar with the territory, and they were walking through it, and they didn't exactly know where to go to really hold the South. And apparently this guy appeared, and he told them exactly where to go, and some say he led them, and apparently it was George Washington. And like I said, this is the legend. This is a myth. It didn't actually happen, but it's a legend, And that George Washington came, and he led them to... Well, they're talking about this, and like any good Ancient Aliens show, they just like to take myths, and they have the balls to claim... Well, first of all, to claim that this actually happened. For one, they don't say, well, it might have happened. They pretty much say it happened. And then they say that George Washington, wasn't a ghost, because they don't believe that there wasn't, it was an alien disguised as George Washington, and he was ensuring the Union's success at this battle because America was actually an experiment for aliens. For whatever the fuck reason, the aliens just decided to cause a bunch of colonials to declare independence so they could watch this country grow. Because that's what aliens do, right? They cause revolutions in the 1700s for experiments. Because back in 1765, an alien visited fucking... I don't know. Maybe King George was an alien, and he was convincing, and he was passing all these things to piss off the Americans and cause a revolution. Maybe that's what happened. I could start writing for Ancient Aliens. And I'm sitting here in complete disbelief. And this was when they just said George Washington was an alien. This isn't when they got to the America's an experiment part. This is just the George Washington part, and I'm sitting here in complete disbelief at what I'm hearing. Like, say what you will about the ancient people 5,000 years ago cutting perfectly square blocks, because that's such a hard thing to believe. But you can sit here and tell me that an alien appeared to Chamberlain during the Civil War, told him exactly where to go because he wanted to ensure the Union's success, because America is a social experiment. It's a social experiment. I can't even talk about it without laughing. From aliens. And none of these people believe this. They do this for the money. The show's about the money. If anybody on the show believes this shit, they have some problems. Of course people believe it because they're stupid. People are dumb. But you can't tell me these doctors and these physicians and these historians on this show believe this bullshit. They just know how to write good subject material. At least they used to. They're getting pretty bad about it now, because this is just completely unbelievable. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this offended people. Of course, this guy, I don't think he's American. He's got some weird-ass name. I don't know. But it's just aliens did it. It's no worse than saying. And all these men are atheists. None of them. I don't think any of them believe in any religion. But they're doing the exact same thing like a lot of religious people do too. Like, I'm trying to think of one. Like a doctor heals a patient, and it's pretty, and they'll just say, well, thank God or whatever. Well, they're doing the same thing. They take events that no one knows what happened, and they just like aliens did it. And I'm just like, nobody believes this shit. Nobody sensible believes this. I can't imagine somebody sitting here watching this ancient alien show and going, wow, I can't believe aliens did that. And but there are people that do that. And if you are one of those people, I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to ask fucking questions about this shit. Because, you can't just sit there and they have no proof for any of this. There is no proof for any of this. They just make shit up. And I can't believe this show is still on after all of these years. They've had hundreds of people sitting here debunking everything they've ever done. But they still get a show because there's people out there that don't question what they see on TV. And because they think, well, I don't believe everything I see on the internet, but you don't believe everything you fucking see on television. Just because it's on TV doesn't make it true. And when I want a good laugh, I'll watch a good episode of Ancient Aliens, and I'll be laughing my ass off at this, especially the guy's fucking hair. And this bullshit that they just bring out of their ass. I could make something up right now. You remember that cruise ship that tipped over not too long ago? That was aliens. They tipped it over because they had an alien on board that was an enemy alien, and they needed to take him out, so they tipped it over. Yeah. Watch our show next week, 7 p.m. Thank you, Ancient Aliens. We're out.